In a world that always tells you to do more, remember that your worth was never meant to be measured by your productivity. Welcome again to the morning ride, and good morning, everyone. You are listening to AUIB FM 101.5, and this is Wellness Talk, the segment where we have a collaboration with the Wellness Center of AUIB, and we host Mrs. Jenifer today to talk about so many things, but today we will be talking about the Thrive to Success. Good morning, Mrs.
Good
Jenifer.
morning.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Well, today we're talking about success. Why do we always strive for success, especially the new generation?
Yes. This is a really important topic, and we're seeing this especially right now as we're getting close to exams and finals. So I'm glad we're talking about this.
Okay. So why do you think is the reason that we always think about like success is the most important thing, that our worth is always tied to the success? If we're not successful, then we're worthless. So what are the reasons behind this feeling?
Yes, and this is so important to talk about because often this is a blind spot for us. And so it's really critical that we stop and take a step back and think about what's driving our need for success and what does success actually mean to us. And really where this comes from for most of us is this external pressure from family and from society, and specifically things like family pressures or what we see on social media or what we imagine we need to be. And we put so much pressure on ourselves to reach those external expectations, and anything that falls short of that feels like failure. And, there's something I think that's important for all of us to think about as we're here on a university campus is at this time of life for a young adult is they're also exploring their own independence, their own identity. Who do I want to be as an individual? Who do I want to be as a professional? Who do I want to be within my family and in my future? And so there's a lot of pressure for them to have the answers and to have it figured out. And that's very tricky at this stage of life.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we suffer from that a lot, the teenagers and maybe even us adults and grown-ups, we always think that if we didn't achieve something in life, then we have nothing about this. But what are the actual symptoms, or let's say, what is the stage or something that someone reaches when they are on a mental crisis, always thriving for success?
So, we definitely see their mental health decline. And this often looks like anxiety. It looks like stress. It looks like difficulty coping. It definitely can result in some maladaptive behavior strategies and coping strategies. And so we see students who then start to sleep less. They eat less, or they eat the wrong things that don't give them the energy that they need, or the healthy lifestyle that helps them to thrive. Mm-hmm. We start to see them withdraw from their friends or from their family. And oftentimes this also can lead to depression because that high level of pressure can put us into a state of anxiety and high stress. But that's exhausting. Mm-hmm. And so eventually, we can reach a state of hopelessness or numbness, and we start to shut down. And so it's really important that we pay attention to this.
Mm-hmm. But how do we spot the difference between, let's say, being a perfectionist and is it actually a good thing or a bad thing? Because, sometimes when we go to a job interview or we're just studying, they always say that the worst thing that I have is that I'm a perfectionist. But at the same time, being a perfectionist can really lead you to having a great job, always being on time, on schedule. So sometimes it's a good thing, but how can we spot when it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Definitely. I think maybe we can look at it as if we're striving for excellence and individual excellence rather than perfectionism. Perfectionism is a myth. It's impossible. We imagine that we have to be perfect, and we can't be 100% all of the time in every area. And so being able to say that I'd like to strive for excellence in the areas that are very important to me and the areas that I need to do really well in. And then in the other areas, maybe good enough is good enough sometimes because we only have so much bandwidth. And that's really a source of self-leadership and strength, to be able to understand in what areas do I want to put my focus to excel, and in what areas is it okay that good enough is good enough.
Yes. Of course. Well, success means a lot of things to a lot of people. It's different, it has different definitions, but we still have the misconception, as we mentioned in the beginning, that if I didn't become something, then I'm a failure. How true is this misconception, and how can we redefine the success?
I love this question. This is something that I work with a lot of students and our campus community on quite often, because it's really important that we take a step back and we make sure that what's motivating us and what the definition of success is for us is individual. And that we are developing a sense of who we are, what matters to us, and who do I want to be. And oftentimes we don't take that moment to take a step back and do that self-reflection to understand where we need to put our focus. We let the external world define that for us, and we become externally and extrinsically motivated. And so we're motivated by the things we get from others or what others think of us, rather than taking a look at what motivates me intrinsically and what really matters to me.
Yeah. Well, how can we, now moving on to the next phase, since we have discovered that it's mostly from the society or maybe the surroundings, how can we reflect again to ourselves and just reconnect with ourselves to just figure out what success actually means to us?
I would ask individuals to take a few moments to maybe do some reflective journaling. Make a list. What matters to you? What's important to you? Is it family? Is it the environment? Is it education? Is it healthcare? What are the things that you really care about? And then next, I would look at what kind of a person do you want to be? So rather than saying success to me is being the very top of my profession. Perhaps success to you also is being the kind of person that inspires others, that is calm and steady and a leader. And so developing those traits that have us be intrinsically motivated to be the best person we could be, in addition or maybe right alongside the success that we want to achieve academically and professionally, and valuing both of those things.
Yeah.
Recognizing that who we are being as a human being is just as important as what we're achieving.
Yeah. But I think it's a little bit more challenging for the people who are surrounding themselves all the time with friends that they always have the pressure, why are you not doing this? You have to do this. Or maybe especially the family. I mean, we live with our families, so we're constantly pressured. We're constantly hearing the words that you have to be that. Especially here in Iraq, we always have the pressure from our families to maybe study medicine or study pharmacy. And it's all of the time we hear that. So how can we take a step back and just a little bit disconnect from those surroundings that sometimes may be toxic for us?
Absolutely. And, really that comes from perhaps even generations of an identification of what should be important or what provides security, and stability, where often we imagine certain careers will provide security and stability for a family. And so generationally, we receive that pressure that that's the only way to go. And I think we're entering a new stage where these students will have the opportunity to move into society and make a difference and lead from whatever seat that they are in. And for them to be able to recognize what are their strengths, what are they inherently good at, what do they care about? Because when we get to act from that space, then we're able to make a much bigger difference in the world from the seat that we're in. And there is a call for all of these types of people, all of these individuals in the future here in Iraq.
Yeah, well, I think it starts from the family and then it moves to the education system. So the school is the next step and the university that you're in is the next step. So it's our duty today to just maybe highlight for the students, to tell them that you can find yourself and you can, as you mentioned, just always focus on the strengths. So our institution definitely has a big role in this. Yes. Well, what kind of advice that you'd like to give to the students who are suffering from this and probably know what to do but cannot do it? So what is the first step to handle all of this?
Perhaps taking a moment to recognize that when we do put this pressure on ourselves, that we're not performing at our best, that when we are highly stressed, when our nervous system is dysregulated, that even if we are good at something, we're not able to do it the best that we can. And so really taking good care of ourselves, asking our students to reach out for help when you need it, connect with a safe person who you can talk to, who perhaps you can cry with or vent to or feel safe with, right? And then making sure that you're getting enough sleep, making sure that you're getting good nutrition, that we're going to talk maybe in our next episode about some specific ways to do this. I'm excited about that. But I think that for our students who are really achievement driven, which is a lot of our students, and it's understandable, is to remember that you are evolving and perhaps be able to embrace this idea that it's okay that you don't have every answer and every perfection yet. And if you were to look at yourself 2, 3, 4 years ago, what you can handle now is so much more than you can handle then. And the same will be true 2, 3, 4 years from now. You'll look back and say, look how far I've come, look how much I have evolved, how much more resilient and capable I have become. And so have some patience with yourself and trust that you're on the right path.
I think you always need a reminder like that every day, you know, even if we're like experts and we know this all the time, but we need someone to just tell us that you're okay and you can do better day by day. And I think the Wellness Center can provide that for the students, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what can the Wellness Center provide for the student that maybe there's an AUIB student now listening to us and suffering from this, of course. So how can we like give the students being comfortable and tell them that you can be comfortable with going to the Wellness Center?
Absolutely. The first and most important thing is that the Wellness Center is a safe and confidential space for them to be able to come and talk about whatever it is that's on their mind and get support for whatever they need. We also provide students and others with the tools that they need in order to achieve. So we do value academic success and professional success, and that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. And we know that you can also have personal fulfillment and peace, inner peace, and be grounded and strong and confident at the same time. And so having that support to be able to guide you to balance the academic achievements and the academic pressures with also who you want to be and what's important to you in your life, that's what we can help provide.
Well, that's definitely inspiring. I think a lot of students will be a little bit more encouraged to visit the Wellness Center or maybe listen to us right here on the FM in the morning, right? So thank you, Dr. Jennifer, for sharing all of these insights. And of course, we are waiting and exciting for the next episodes to discuss even more about this that might matter to the students.
Perfect. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, dear listeners, that was Wellness Talk inside AUIB FM 101.5, and this is The Morning Ride, so we will be waiting for you in the next episodes.